So the last time we had discussion over the movie Final Destination Bloodlines, which was without me, we have discussed about it, where it stands between the other films of the franchise and the future of this franchise with death and how can you cheat it. With that being said, let's get started. As said in the previous video, this film also starts with the premonition. And the premonition was great. I mean, it had the chain event and the songs, dialogue of some other characters teasing us, and Iris feeling something is gonna happen, something bad. Is dealt with very good way. Well, this all started because of a penny. One more thing I personally liked and is the death of one character during the promotion feels us happy. Like yes, he deserved that. So I think the promotion was good. Also, the visuals of the promotion is good. And now, so that you don't feel same as previous ones, they add twist which I didn't expect. Spoiler alert. If not watch the movie, then leave the video, go and have fun and then come buddy. So the twist was that the premonition is a reoccurring dream to our main character of this film, Stephanie. She was in a vector multiplication class and screams out of fear. She's really good in math, maybe according to the class she was in. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comment section. And then we get to know more about her and she got the scholarship and have to improve her grades which fell due to the dreams and lack of sleep. Otherwise, she can lose the scholarship. So she arrives to her home, and we are clearly shown that how disconnected is she from her family in very few seconds after her entry in her house. Then, seeking the answers, she leaves to Howard Campbell's house. Then she questions about Iris Campbell, which her cousins like Eric, Julie, Bobby, and Charlie, but Charlie is her brother, were shocked as they didn't even knew about her survival and Howard and his wife just did not want to discuss about her for all she has done in the name of death. This shows the deep down impact of some tragedies on Iris and her impact on her own kids, which is good. They thought to show in the sixth part of the franchise. But still, Stephanie finds way to Iris and leaves to them. And I personally liked how they set up the area where she lives for cheating the death and how she even understands death's next steps. And considering she's dying, she tells everything about death to Stephanie, who obviously she don't believe. And to make her believe, Iris shows how death is just waiting for her to get out of the house. Then we see the family get together and also Stephanie's mother coming back. Her name is Darlene. Remember, I said in my previous video about the characters coming, and Stephanie doesn't want to meet her mother, whereas Howard wants to sort things out. And now we see Stephanie comes to get together and watches Howard's death. And now she feels that Iris was making sense. And then she checks the book she gave it to her. And she tells all about death to her cousins and family. And we also get many things clear. That is, the previous films are not a result of this premonition bloodline and making sense of why Alex's parents weren't killed by the death in the first part. This was clever. And also, we get the answer why death took so many years to get to Iris. Actually, death was going according to the rules, and because of that, it took so many years to come for Iris as she was one of the last to die. And Iris stopped the death for decades, but now death is coming. But none is gonna believe her. Stephanie tells that first Howard family is on the death's list, and then her family. And interestingly, I think in the deaths list there are only people who are blood related to Iris, not the ones from the other families, but had relations with Iris's bloodlines. Correct me if I'm wrong here. So Stephanie tries to warn everybody and tries her best to stop death by stopping them from doing stuff so much that they really get annoyed of how Howard and Darlene got annoyed of Iris. But death happenings lead to everyone believing in her. And she sees that now they have to find ways to cheat death. Stephanie finds in the book that someone from some hospital knows someone who has cheated them, and they moves to that person in the hospital. Guess who is this person? I wanna know about how many of you guessed it right. Put your guesses in the comments. I thought of it as I Kimberly or William, and it was William. He states that he don't have time. He says death is coming for him after Iris's death. Well, so William informs that there are two rules of cheating death. That is from second part and fifth part. He mentions that you have to take somebody's life and you will get the life they had and you will cheat death. Or you have to die and then again come to life. Both are risky, right? And mentions that Kimberly escaped death. Although we don't get any cameo or special appearance of Kimberly in this film. And knowing this, we see that they were trying to cheat death by the second film's rule, but failing and clean by death. And here is the most funny yet memorable death comes. Then Stephanie and her brother, that is, and Charlie and Darlene leaves for Iris's house for cheating death. But they couldn't, and death have its plan for all. But somehow her brother saves her since Stephanie was drowning and was saved by, so they thought they cheated death. And then see few days after, and her brother and Stephanie were there somewhere. I don't remember. Sorry. And soon doctor arrives, mentions that Stephanie had not died in that accident. And then we see the death having its plan into reality and bloodlines getting finished. We also get to know that death don't like to be messed by even the people not in its list, and you should not mess with it if you are not on its list. We also get to know that death don't like to be cheated or messed up by people not in its list. Otherwise, it will not leave you either. So don't mess with death if you're not on its list. That's it. Simple. All deaths in this movie was CGI. I think felt I didn't feel like practical effects were used. That's why I told only one of the deaths will stay with you. This film stands out from story point of view compared to the previous ones, and but still I keep it below Final Destination 2. Simply, first part was peak. Second part was like more like movie knowing its purpose with some twist and previous characters of the first part. Third part was nearly a standalone movie and it was good. Last two were pretty similar except that fifth part being the prequel of the first part. One more thing I liked about this film had only one premonition and other things were just teased us, which we can catch by now. I liked it. Not feeding everything, making viewer look for death and seeing whether he can catch and escape. And yes, deaths are similar to the previous ones, but it's okay. Like every death has something common, like breaking glass, fire, or penny in this film. I don't have problem with that until we have to guess and we still go wrong on how he or she is going to die. One more thing which I noticed is that there were few scenes which were not in the movie, but they were in the trailer and the teaser. Tell me if I had missed something in the theater or it was like for everyone. If they just showed in the teaser trailer and cut it in the movie, I don't have any problem with that unless they cut something important or good. I really like the two rules of cheating death. Both are tricky, but there is one thing I really didn't like about this franchise. That is, they address death as male. Come on, previously we saw that in Evil Dead and now we are seeing it in Final Destination. Enables character is possessed by the demon. We usually hear the male voice more, and literally in this film they are addressing death as a male character. But that's not a serious problem. What is serious is about the future of Final Destination films. I don't want to wait for another 15 years for the next film to come. So yeah, so yeah, I want Kimberly's cameo or any confirmation on is she still alive or dead in the next film. And one more thing I like to tell. I don't have any problem with Final Destination being funny. It's the tone and I believe the creator had every right to decide how she or he wants to show. All we can say is if it has worked or not. So, what I mean is that I will see the movie as the creator intended to see, and then I will discuss accordingly. I'm telling this because this is how I will be watching movies and discuss over it, and I will not consider questioning over the creative takes of the creator. But I will consider questioning over the working of the creative takes taken by the creator. I hope I was respectful in explaining my way of watching films. So by now, we have discussed everything I had to discuss about the film. But if you have something, you can put it down in the comments. Maybe someone like you can reply. Thanks for watching the video. This is video. See you in next video.